Hi, my name is Ron Boots and you are watching Live Prog.
Welcome to Live Prog. I am your host Marcel Haster. Well, I promised you I would be doing something new, something different, something, well, different from progressive rock. I am going to venture a new genre of music. However, it's a genre that is closely related to progressive rock. Because, let's face it, one of the most important instruments in progressive rock is the synthesizer. And the synthesizer is the basis of the music that I am venturing in right now. EM, electronic music. And if you put it very simple, synthesizer music. Although that would, not cover everything, because there's a lot more to EM than just the synthesizer. But, well, if you follow my journey through the music, you will see that. So here I am, bringing you my first EM video review, and I'm of course a little bit nervous because it is still new to me and it's still, well, from progressive rock I know a lot, but from EM I only know a little bit, so I'm still learning and discovering. But I hope I can share my experiences with you, and hopefully, well, you will enjoy this music as much as I do. Now, the album I have for you is the album that kind of prompted me to do these kind of reviews. It is this one, from Broekhuis Keller and Schönwalder, and it's called Red. The cover is a little bit of a giveaway already, the red color. And if we look at it, I think this is a really stylish, beautiful digipack. Now, if we open it up, then we have a little bit of information and the CD, of course. Now, as you can imagine, there are no vocals, so there are no lyrics. And here we have the full cover, and, well, as you can see, these three gentlemen form BKNS. A little bit background information. Bas Broekhuis, Detlef Keller and Schönwälder. They form BKNS. They met in the early 90s, well, sort of by chance. They became friends, they started making music together, and they have been doing so for the past 18 years. And not just on album, but they've also been performing quite a bit, and they still do. So there's still opportunities to see these guys live. They released about 10 albums, and this one, Red, is their most recent one. And I got a copy of this album at the E-Day Festival back in April 2012. And although I was already listening to, some EM music, I must be honest and say that this album kind of changed something. Just as listening to Clutching at Straws by Marillion kind of changed my outlook on music, and started to explore the progressive rock music, this is the album that really prompted me to explore the EM music. It may be a little bit strange, but because this is miles away from progressive rock, but I absolutely love it. And that's the strange thing. It just, made a click in my brain, and wow, I was amazed by it. Now, the album knows 3 tracks, together 67 minutes of music. So it's a lot of music, but already the first track is 32 minutes long. If I say that they're inspired by the Berlin School of EM, and especially bands like, they are a bit of the godfathers of EM, Tangerine and Klaus Schulze, then if you're familiar with them, you kind of know in which direction we're heading, and long tracks are absolutely no exception. The tracks, I noticed that the core forms a sequence, and that sequence is played out throughout the song. It sometimes has variations on it, and the other musicians just add their parts to that sequence, turning it into something, really beautiful, really amazing music, and fantastic to listen to. I found the sequence very hypnotic, It is fantastic music to just lie down, close your eyes, and shut off the world that gives us so much stress. When I listen to this album, I really calm down. I really feel at peace. And that is something I like and I'm very happy with because, well, in this crazy world we're living in right now, it's nice to have an outlet that can calm you down and, you know, make you forget all the misery that's happening around us. Very beautiful music. Now, when we're talking about the sequence, I have to say something about the guys that make this music, the trio. Because each of them have sort of their own specialty, which you also see in the album. Bas Broekhuis from Holland, he is a drummer, percussionist mainly, and well, also a bit of a technical guy. Detlef Keller is the keyboarder, but also the man from the sequences. And Schönwalder, I really love his description, he's the sound designer. Now, so they have their own, well, fortes, which you see very well used in this album. And in the 3 tracks, I got a feeling that each of them can put their mark on a track, because in the first track, the sequence is very important. When I listen to the track, I'd say less is more, because it's a fairly minimalistic track with a long sequence, has some variations in it, has some soft percussion in it, and it kind of gradually builds up to, well, especially the last 10 minutes of the track, that then it gets a little bit more symphonic, a little bit more bombastic and a little bit bigger. But, you know, the drums get a little more and the melodies come in. There's a lot of detail in the music. Naturally in the second track, called Red 2, where the percussion, the drums, take up a little bit more of a front role in the music. Still at the back of the music you hear that sequence going on, and again a lot of detail in the music. A lot of effort is made to make it sound very special. And the last track, from Red to Green, wow, it's like everything comes together, you know. You have a lot of percussion, you have a lot of beautiful sequence and beautiful melodies as well. And I absolutely love to listen to it. It's interesting, the album is called Red, the previous albums were called Blue and Orange, and if I see the track From Red to Green, I kind of have a feeling that their next album will be called Green. Well, who knows, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, you know, this album really touched me and I really enjoyed this music. What I also like is Manikin Schönwälder is not just the sound designer, he's also the label guy, because on his label this album was released. But he also is, well, I don't know if he's a manufacturer, but at least he has a store, I think, where you can buy synthesizers. And some of the synthesizers that you can buy from him are also used on this album. As it says here, specifically the Schrittmacher sequencer and the Memotron. Now, interesting albums, and especially for those who are, well, a little bit more interested in what kind of equipment they use. Here we have something that is, well, to be honest, everything that it is mentioned here. Now that I'm looking on the inlay, there was something else that I noticed and that I found very appropriate also to use in this very first EM review. And it is a German line, so I'm going to translate it in English. It says, "The music speaks for itself alone, provided we give it a chance." So, if we are open-minded and we let the music speak to us, well, it can touch us and it can, well, really give us something beautiful. This music has spoken to me. I have listened and I keep on listening, and I really love this album, and it has prompted me to, well, go on a journey and explore more of this music, because there's a lot of beautiful EM music and I hope to bring it all to you. But for now, I would say listen to this album and I hope you will enjoy it as much as I do. Broekhuis, Keller and Schönwälder, Red.